you're suffering from chronic lower back pain or you just want to keep your spine healthy, I will show you in the next 5 minutes how a yoga wheel can do more than any physical therapy, chiropractor, doctor visit, medicine, injection, or anything under the sun. You can fix yourself. You just need to know what you need, how to do it, when to do it, and how to use it. And make sure to stay to the end for the bonus video for how I tell you can use a yoga wheel to also prevent knee pain or fix your knee pain, especially if you've had a surgery. Alright, so this is how I want you to start. This is fantastic because I'm literally just lying on the yoga wheel and I've got my hands down here, and this is quite nice because you can actually go into this position with your arms, with your hands on the ground, so you're taking some of the pressure off of your spine. And this right here is a fantastic stretch on the biceps because at the end of the day, the way the body works is the pain is usually felt when the muscles are lengthened, but it's coming from the shortened end. So I'll take a break and I'll give you an example. If I fall forward like this, which would make sense because that's how we're typing, that's how we're writing, that's how we're eating, that's how we're driving. It is the shortened muscle that is usually causing the problem, but it's the lengthened muscle where the pain is. I mean, if you were to imagine my neck, I'll sit in the camera here, my neck would be like this. Of course, this side of my neck is gonna hurt because this is the lengthened tissue where my head is hanging on the tissue. But manual therapy, basically touching a muscle, is gonna do two things. It's gonna temporarily take the pain away. So you could basically work on my foot now and make my neck feel better, meaning I could work here, I could work anywhere, and it's gonna temporarily feel better. But it's also gonna basically lengthen tissue. So if I work on this side, it's gonna make me feel better, but it could also lengthen the tissue. So after you massage my neck, I feel fantastic and my head's even worse. However, if it's gonna temporarily relieve pain, it's not wrong to work here, which is why we're gonna work on our back, but it's also more beneficial to understand the root of the problem comes from the shortened muscle, because if that tissue lengthens, then the problem is gone. And if the problem is gone, the pain is gone. So it's the same thing, back to this example here, where I'm going to be falling forward. The nice thing about working on our back is that it actually pushes us open, and there's ways we can get our chest to open up in this yoga wheel exercise too, which I'm going to show you. But the point is, we want to, sure, work on the trigger points on the back. Why not? That's where the pain temporarily is. But we also want to work on the problem by opening up the chest because, like I said, in our daily life, we're doing everything in this closed position. So with that being said, I'm going to get back on here now, and I can even start, make sure I'm in the camera here, boom, just like this. So I can start opening up my biceps, which is one of the muscles that's pulling us forward, if you will, which is one of the shortened muscles. But here, what I can start doing is when I want to start going into the back, make sure I stay in the camera here, I can just slowly go into this position. And the nice thing here too is what I love to do is really straighten my arms. Imagine I'm trying to touch the wall all the way in the back, because what this will do is this will start to segment my spine, so getting like traction. If any of us have ever been to a chiropractor or anything like this, you know they have those traction machines that are God knows how much. Well, this is a nice natural way to do it on your own, because your body will naturally find the traction that it's comfortable with. And one of the things I really like to try to do is get my head on the wheel, because then that really takes the tension out of my spine and it allows the muscles to really relax. Now, you might realize that as you breathe in this position, things start really kind of cracking on their own, which I always think is much better than a chiropractor, because a chiropractor, or when I adjust somebody, I'm forcing their joint basically back where I want it to go, where this is more naturally doing it on its own. Now you see I'm also sometimes going to the right. This is gonna help open up my right ribs. I go to the left, and this is just really gonna start to open everything up. And when you hear the cracking, I'll go ahead and edit this in right now, this facet joint, which is what we have on every single one of our spines and ribs, is where they basically connect to each other. These are the things that often are making those pop, not the popping noises, that's more of the gas. But in my opinion, these are the things that are slightly shifting within our spine, which is the clunk feeling that we have. So here you can just see me kind of going right to left, breathing a little bit. The nice thing with this yoga roll is it's got almost like a foam roller built onto it. So I'm really getting a nice piece of like mobilization, meaning like a foam roller also over my spinal segment, joints, whatever you want to call them, as I really extend. Now I can also put my hands behind my head here, go in this position, and really kind of start to open up my chest too. One very cool way also to stretch your chest is just to kind of either hold your head like this, which is fine, or try to set it down. Let's see, I can even roll down a little bit. and just really open up your chest, because remember I spoke about the tissue that's shortened, so your chest and your biceps and your lats and all that being the root of the problem. So here you can really just kind of reach wide, open it up, try to lock your arms out, go above. Like when I go in this position, I can really feel more in my left, so I'll show you on my right, not only in the lat, but we have a muscle called the serratus anterior. I'll also post that one up here so you can see it. And this one is notoriously short. And mine, my left, is always short. And I can feel it because it's very hard for me to really extend that arm out. And it's because I think both my lats actually too, and probably bicep and everything under the sun is tight around that side. But here I can really just open up this area and really start fixing the root of the problem, which is also nice in this position because it also works on the trigger points on my back at the same time. So you're basically, I would say, killing two birds with one stone. For all you wonderful vegans out there, I'm carnivore, so I'm not vegan, but let's just say petting two birds with one hand. That's always a little bit more, I don't know, life supporting there. And so as you can see, oh man, I'm literally doing the exercise as I'm helping film this, or as I'm filming the video, not helping. Oh, and this is just a really, really, really cool way to just open up the spine and then come out of it slowly. I'm gonna go back into this bicep position, and now I'm extremely in this bicep position. Because my butt is on the ground, and I can really just open up. You can see my arms here. Open up my shoulders here, really get into that bicep. Oh man, I tell you guys, I do this. I mean, people ask me what I do in order to not need a physical therapist or not need treatment when I'm working on all my clients. I had more back pain when I was, God man, I don't know, 33, 34. I'm 43 years old right now, and this is like probably the most pain-free I've ever been in my life. And so this is also one of my favorite positions here, and this is gonna slowly, kind of bring me into the extra credit piece I told you about. Actually, not technically, not really, but there's a fantastic way to also get into the knees on this one. So I'll show you that one in the extra credit section, but let's go ahead and just, or the bonus section, but let's just go ahead and kind of open this one up, because from here you can go into one more position. Here I am sitting like this. Sometimes the yoga wheel wants to kind of shoot out, so you can do two things. You can kind of hold it here like this and lean back, or what I like to do is just make sure it's not going anywhere. That's why I'm shirtless, because then it slides less than if it's stuck on your shirt. And from here, you can really just kind of start to reach up. Oh, you can reach with your right, you can reach with your left, you can put your hands together, go back and really just try to extend as much as you can. You can even put your palms together. And then breathe. Usually I would not be talking during these exercises, but for the YouTube video I am. Oh man, this is just a really nice way to open up that spine. You can really try to straighten it here, get that gapping again between those vertebrae like I was talking before. You literally cannot do anything wrong. Just make sure you breathe, start slow if this is your first time, and just really enjoy the time of your spine just opening up. And you can do this as many times during the day as you want. I mean, I said this is like a language, right? Working on anything in your body. Yeah, it's great if you're learning a new language to have a tutor for an hour a week and study with them. Of course, that would be like a physical therapy session, I guess, or a chiropractic session. But you're better off taking that language and using it like 15 minutes a day throughout the day. And that would be doing something on your own. You don't even need to do 15 minutes a day, to be honest. I mean, I think something every day is not bad. However, more is better than less, right? So if you're not doing anything at all and you start doing 15 minutes a week, that's 15 minutes more than you've done before. So just by playing around with these exercises and kind of learning what you're doing, you will realize how much your body needs, what it does, and then once you start realizing the immediate effects of it, then you're gonna do it more and more because it just makes you feel better. All right, so you can see here, and sorry for my voice, I think my neighbors are sleeping downstairs, so I'm trying to be a bit quiet here, but this is a great position for your knees and your hips. Now you realize I keep kind of pushing my hips diagonally towards the ceiling here. What I want to do is we're often during the day in this duck butt position, so this anterior tilt position of our hips, and I really want to posterior tilt my hips, because what that's going to do is that's going to really start to help stretch my quads and also just get my pelvis more in a neutral position, believe it or not. So what I like to do here is you can do anything with your upper and lower body, that's fine, but I'm really more focused here actually on my knees. And there's a yoga position where we open up our feet a little bit. It's like the W sitting position when we were kids, and then we want to bring our butt on the ground, which is very difficult for many people. And it's because they're not able to push their hips into this posterior tilt, so like tuck their butt under in this position without pain usually coming in their knees or their ankles. So this is a great way to go into this position. And if you've had any knee surgeries or anything like this, I like to kick my feet against the ground. You feel it contract in your knee, and it's basically like this isometric push, which is going to go into the patellar tendon and also into that scar tissue you probably still have in your knee. So I like to maybe push 10 to 15 times. You can feel free to hold your neck if it's like getting tired. And then what I like to do is really just tuck my butt under, and you start to feel that it almost pulls your quads. And again, you can go all the way back. Try to stretch your neck, try to stretch your spine, just go to where you feel comfortable. And then what you will realize is after, if I take the yoga wheel away, set that down, that already I'm deeper in that position here where I like to drop my elbows and really try to shove my knees forward. So it's like I'm trying to get my knees to touch the wall, because that's going to create some gapping in my hip and also my knees and allow me to drop lower versus just trying to force myself down. And from here, the goal is to then bring your butt on the ground with your knees open, and this is a fantastic stretch, not only for your entire spine and your lower body, but also for your hips and your knees. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed that video. My goal is to teach you how you can fix yourself without the physical therapist, without the chiropractor, without needing to go anywhere, but your own home with a very inexpensive tool, and teach you the knowledge so you can understand the root of your problem, so you know exactly what you need to do to make sure it goes away. Check the links in the bio for all my online programs and actually online consultations with me one-to-one if you want a little bit of extra help and or deeper knowledge into the why behind your pain.